I'm Oluwaseun Adekemi. I'm the founder of Yemkem Agriventures, a business that I began in January 2020. The business is all about cassava cultivation, processing, value addition, and we also provide support to smallholder farmers. What do I mean by support? We provide training, we provide market access, we provide mechanization service to smallholder farmers. And in 2022, Mabu Foods was established as an arm of Yemkem Agriventures, and this was to bring to the fore our vision of improving man's health through access to healthy and nutritious food products that are made from agro-commodities in Nigeria, and to put forth more benefits about what cassava can do to mankind. Thank you. Mabu Food came as a result of, while I was in Leventis Foundation Agricultural Training School, that was where the idea of going fully and taking agriculture as a whole, as a passion and as a dream, something to do, going fully as a career and as a business. Then I was coming with so many names, and one day the name Mabu just hit my head. I didn't even know the meaning, I didn't know what Mabu was all about. Then I just had to, and I fell in love with the name Mabu Foods. It's dynamic, I think it brings out something unique, like it's not just ordinary, like Mabu, like we all know Mabu tiles. So Mabu Foods, that was how the name came about. Because the first impression I get from people when they hear cassava is, Baki, do you know? It's so much abundance in Nigeria, and the only thing we know about cassava is gari, fufu, eba, and so then we all know Pringles. The white man, they sold Pringles to us. Irish potato is their main product, and they sold it to us, and everybody in Nigeria, in Africa, all takes Pringles. Then why not cassava to the world? And that was how this innovation began. Why not something else that is different from indigenous products, something that is acceptable beyond the walls of Nigeria and Africa, that can be sold anywhere in the world and people will love it. And that was how this product began. And I would love people to eat it. It's not only because we need to put cassava to the world, it's because of the health benefit that we all do not know that is with cassava. We all think cassava is just a carbohydrate product, but no, there are other elements. It's good for diabetic patients. Mabu Food, we are health and nutrition conscious, and we are all about busy professionals and people who have health challenges. They hardly have that go-to product that is majorly made for them, and that was why the brand began to do, okay, for health conscious people that are so conscious about what they eat and what they put in their, like a saying that says, you are what you eat. So we decided to go that, so we are a health and nutrition conscious brand. Actually, I had two most heartwarming moments so far. The first was sometimes when the innovation about Mabu Foods was coming up. Okay, I think I just woke up one day and I felt, oh, can I make cookies from cassava flour? Then I did it in my room, and then one day there was a conversation on the Twitter space, and the man was complaining. The man has a cassava farm as well, and he was complaining about the price of cassava and how he couldn't sell his cassava at the moment. And I just wrote a comment then that, may I have cassava cookies though? And he was like, really? And that was how I it was even in a plate. I should snap it. I snapped it, I showed him, and that was how it flew on Twitter that day. And as a result of that, I got a free interview, a YouTube advert for free I had to come all the way from Ibadan for the first time, and it blew my mind off. Why it really blew my mind of like, what? It's something I just did in my room, just 1 cup of cassava flour, and people were like, oh, we need something like this, we need to, so that cassava farmers will not be suffering. And that was the first one. The second one was towards the tail end of last year in December. As a business, I won M10 Pulse Blow My Osu challenge. So during the course of the program, were 20 that was selected, 20 finalists that were selected, and we had to come down to Lagos for the process and order to choose the winner. And I took the cookies and the chips. Being a new product, being from cassava, I wasn't also sure of myself. I was not sure of the product in itself. So I didn't have much confidence in the product itself. So I was skeptical, which one should I pitch, which one should I? So I actually had to drop the cassava chips and spoke about it. But a night before the pitch, I just took one out and I gave it to one of the people that were around. And she was like, this girl, this product, and that was how everybody there began to drag me. Do you have cookies? Do you have this? Do you have that? And they were to have the pitch. I brought out the cookies. I gave it to one of the panelists, was Mr. Bolaji Dowu. The moment he saw it, he was very wild. Like, really? He ate it and he was like, these are the things that we need in this country. All those moments blew my mind off. Not forgetting that the chips was just inside. I didn't even bring it out at all. Then in the evening, when we were all gathered, the 20 contestants and other people, and everybody was just, please give me cookies, give me cookies, give me cookies. And I just brought out the chips sluggishly. I was thinking people would not love it. Then I dropped it and like, everybody ate it. I didn't pack them, it was just in a poly bag. And the first person that ate it was like, please, how much is all these things? I gave the person this. I see, I'm buying it. And everybody started dragging it, the chips, like, wow, babe, this thing needs to go right. This thing is wow. This thing, we cannot even. I told them it's cassava chips, and they were like, wait, he's tasting plantain chips. It's looking like it's potato. They couldn't even figure. And so those moments were just, and that was where I got the energy, the confidence, and everything in me to pursue this brand. And that was, so those moments were actually very heartwarming for me. If I'm given the opportunity, what I would love to change about the business landscape in Nigeria is I grew up knowing Nestle, Cadbury, Promasido, and the next question that comes to mind is, if this company should go away, which other brand is coming after? So I'll focus more on the micro, the small, medium enterprises. We need to give them room to come up and become big brands. All these companies that I grew up to know, none of them is owned by Nigerian. So what unicorn empire regarding food and agriculture are we grooming in this country and in Africa? And so if I have the power, I will focus on these micro, small, medium enterprises and to assist them in becoming the next unicorn that our children and our grandchildren will also hope and love to see. Like I say, the tree, the shade that you sit under a tree was grown by our forefathers. So we will plant another tree that the next 2-3 generations coming behind us will also have access to a shade. One thing I love about doing business in Nigeria is no matter where, no matter how little you are, no matter the amount, you can always start somewhere. You don't have to bother about regulatory bodies that will disturb you. At least within your small level, within your local community, you can always start, which I don't think is attainable anywhere in the world. There will be people that will come and say, you have to attain this, you have to, and all those things are money. Regulatory bodies coming in and you have to attain this, do this, comply with this. process, do this and do that it's minimal when you, and it's minimal in Nigeria, so it gives you a little room to grow within, to start small and grow. Then gradually, as the business keeps expanding, you can then begin to key into, because your friends and families in your church, or whether your mosque or in any space, religious space you find yourself, you can actually start something and start selling to people, and people begin to trust you. Then gradually, if you want to take it further, then you can now begin to do more about quality, putting in the regulatory bodies that are required for the particular business. My first challenge was a female going into agriculture. It was agriculture is a man's thing. It's a men's world. So a female now coming into the picture. First, the first challenge was from my family, parents. They always, you don't have to do it. Are you sure you can cope? And second is how to now deal with opposite sex. How to tell them, the culture that we have in Yoruba land is very difficult for a woman to be commanding or to be telling a man, do this, do that, do that. So it was a very difficult thing when I started. At first, they were like, oh, she's a woman. So I thought it would be that easy at first. But when I got deeper, I saw it was not easy. But I had to go into several trainings of how to be a good leader, how to manage a team, how you can motivate people, and coupled with the fact that I've gone through an agricultural training, some of these things I could do them by myself. I could take a hole, I could make a ridge, I could weed, I could spray. So once there's a work to do on the farm, what I do is I have my own coats, I have my own tools that I use. So I join them, and when they see me, they'll be like, oh, don't do it, or don't do it. But that, in a way, motivates them not to do rubbish for me, because they have an understanding that, no, this person is not just commanding us to do this. This person has an understanding of what it takes and what it means to give her the best thing. So that was how I overcame that challenge. Then, okay, as the challenges keep coming, the business keep getting more innovative. We had the challenge of accessing tractor within our local community where the farm is. And that was when I decided, oh, this is a problem that almost all the farmers in this community faced. As a business and someone that is literate, I had to look for a means to provide a solution to them. And that was where we began mechanization access. We look for people that have tractors in another community. We bring them in and we charge for a particular, we hire the tractor and for a particular amount, and we give it to smallholder farmers. And gradually we are looking into getting smaller tractors that can plow and do, they call it tiller, that can just do for smallholder farmers 2 hectares, 3 hectares at the maximum. And that was how, so as the challenges keep coming, the business keeps getting more innovative. And the marble food also came as a result of the challenge we had in 2021. In 2021, when we did our first harvest, there was a boom in the price of cassava. So we thought the next year, so we had to expand and do more. And we thought the next year, that's how it's going to be. And the next year came after spending a lot on the farm. And the price came down drastically. And I had to like, hey, I'm not going to sell this cassava, because if I sell at this moment, it's going to be a loss. Then going further, where will I? So then I began to do research on, okay, what can I do apart from gari? What else can I do with this cassava? And that was how Marble Food became a brand from it. I have gotten a lot of reactions from people, different reactions, mixed feelings. People, the first reaction is always like, cassava. I wish I could just portray people's reactions like, cassava. And people are always skeptical about taking it. I've given out a lot of products for free. And the funniest part is, after taking one. I just give one. I would like the slogan, and that was how I came about the slogan for the business. A bite is all it takes. All our products is a bite is all it takes. Just when you take a bite, they all come back and they were like, really? So cassava, you mean this was from the same cassava that I know? Then I said, like, yes, it's from the same cassava. So that's how people are gradually, and they will always be the one to tell me, oh, let me go and give to people. I think people will love this, and that's how the product has been spreading. We have been spreading our tentacles in the past 6 months that the brand started. In the next 5 years, I see Marble Foods beyond the shores of Nigeria, beyond even the shores of Africa, because the way the thing is going is already going beyond what I thought was just going to be a snack that I'll be eating in my house. Now, the way people the acceptance that I see is even way beyond my imagination. So in the next 5 years, I see Marble Foods, cassava chips, cassava products as an household name in Nigeria, in Africa, and to the world. Like I always want to see cassava products the way I see Pringles in Nigeria and in Africa.